Don't you young people get upset by this.
Yeah, I'm not.
There's old people who need to get off.
I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourselves.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. He must be dead. Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Hey, welcome to the Roast Mortem Podcast. I'm Tom Saltman.
I'm Travis.
I'm Cody. Joined with us today is off mic. Scream.
How's it going, guys?
Nice.
He was pretty on mic tonight.
Mikey boy.
Oh yeah, we're all pretty on tonight.
Let's move on.
Keep drinking.
No,
we don't
actually,
want
let's
to.
not move on.
Keep drinking.
No, let's move on.
Yeah. We don't want to get too deep here.
Travis, what'd you do this week?
I hit my microphone.
That
That was the first thing I did this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much just chilled
Tight.
most of my week.
Nice. There you
I
go.
actually did a lot of research for what we're gonna hear about.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
true.
did a thing.
Yeah.
You did your job.
Cody, by the end of this episode, we're going to have the Outback waiter crew come down the stairs and give you a birthday! Outback birthday time!
Are they going to sing non-copywritten birthday music to me?
Yeah.
We're going to get
Or did that
Lexington Steel to turn your asshole into a blooming onion.
Oh man. Be still my throbbing heart that has been on my wish
Ugh.
list forever.
That's not for anyone to wish, unless you're into it.
Tom, what'd
Outback.
you do?
Mm-hmm.
This
Did you go to
week-
Outback?
Shit, I only went to Outback twice this week. That's it.
And you're still alive. Miraculous.
Well, I had to drink a lot of water because you get diarrhea.
From everything.
Mainly cheese fries, right? Like, you consisted on cheese fries for 2 days.
I use it as a starter
they're cheesy
for my
bacon
bloomin'
fries.
onion, which is my appetizer.
Okay.
So I break it. It's American cuisine. So I break it up into a starter.
Hey!
and then
Hey!
an
Shut
appetizer.
your whore mouth! It's Australian!
I forgot.
Yeah.
So what I've get now is my
Oh god.
my bloomin' onion, mate. You hear me? Right.
Yeah.
But before then, to start it, is some cheese fries, right? Or cheese chips, right?
Hey!
That's how we say it.
No idea.
Who cares?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I was about to say, governor, and then I realized that's not Australian.
Yeah. We're the most
They
political.
don't have they don't have governors in Australia because they're all criminals.
Yeah, that's true.
They have something.
No, they don't. It's lawless. All Mad Max down there.
It's not so bad.
Me mother was a saint. No,
That'll
she
do,
wasn't.
pig. That's what they keep saying. Hey, you do, pig. Hey, you do, pig. That'll do, pig.
That'll do, pig.
Let me get some bacon on these cheese chips.
Cheesy chips.
Cheese
Please, cheesy chips.
Travis, you did the research this week. Who's on the chopping block?
I did. And this week we're gonna do Douglas MacArthur.
Oh, I know that guy.
Like the airport man?
No, not like the airport man.
What? It's not the same borough?
I mean, yeah, it is.
Okay.
But we're not striking that. It is the same guy.
But
But Tom is dying.
focus.
Tom is dying. Yes, it is the same guy.
I need a beer.
But he didn't like to fly, so I don't know why we have an airport named after him. I'm titling this the American Caesar Salad with extra ranch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Douglas MacArthur is known as the American Caesar. And
Really?
we'll find out why.
The American Caesar. That doesn't sound like a loving title.
We should open up a Little MacArthur's pizza restaurant.
Ooh, how much would the breadsticks be? Cheaper?
Well, we can get in bed with Olive Garden, right?
Endless.
Endless
Oh
Whoa.
my
per
god.
day, right?
Yeah.
This
But
is on
it's a
entrepreneurship.
Netflix subscription style thing.
So you pay $9 every
You
month.
get breadsticks unlimited
You have
for $10.99.
coming through your fax machine.
Oh.
They don't stop.
Oh, MacArthur's Pizza. If you don't know who Douglas MacArthur was,
Lay it on me.
He was one of America's best generals, whose strategy and bravery was unrivaled. And love him or hate him, he knew how to lead with the utmost showmanship. He was a showy boy.
Did
Show
he use
boy?
sparklers?
Streamers.
Just short of
Streamers,
sparklers. Just short.
Paper crowns.
I mean, if you count artillery as sparklers.
I do. You know I fucking do.
He also knew how to rock some fucking badass aviators and a long corncob pipe. I don't know if you've seen a picture of that.
I have.
It's very phallic.
I've seen caricatures of this boy.
Yeah. He led troops in World War I, World War II, and the Korean War.
Fuck.
Oh,
And
wow.
over the course of his career, he had nicknames such as the Fighting Dude, Dugout Doug, the Savior of the Philippines, the American Shogun, and like I said before, the American Caesar.
I want to put a drum fill between that
Wow.
and post. Every single one of those names just.
That was a healthy repertoire. Run that through us again.
I'm not going to run it through again because in my mind, he's just an egotistical mama's boy
Oh,
who almost doomed the world with his bravado. And he's also the reason why we have Weebos today.
Really?
Yeah. If you don't know what a Weebo is, Weeboo. If you don't know what a Weeboo is, it's a person that's way too into Japanese
Just say weeb.
anime. Little weeb.
Most dishonorable, amigo.
Yeah, uno, dishonorable.
I think the proper term is Japanophile, but whatever.
Yeah, shut up.
Shut up, weeb.
Shut up, weeb. He was born 1880 in Little Rock, Arkansas.
I know that place.
Yes,
It's where Bill Clinton's from.
he is. But we don't want to get our terrible accents wrong here. He was very well spoken. He wasn't. I'm Arkansas.
Well, Bill Clinton didn't talk like that.
Kinda.
They
In the
were
beginning, he did.
from the cream of the crop.
He just talked nice and slow, like a southern gentleman,
Like a southern.
covered in gravy.
Yeah, he was slathered in gravy. That's why Monica loved him. He tasted real good.
She was a gravy hound.
Straight up gravy child.
Got that gravy on her dress.
So he was born there to Arthur MacArthur.
No!
Arthur MacArthur Jr.
No!
The second time someone picked Arthur for Arthur MacArthur.
Hate that.
And Mary Pinky MacArthur. That was her nickname, Pinky.
Pinky.
She wasn't
One in the
MacArthur
pink.
before the Mary.
She was
But
cute.
I don't know exactly what she was before that. I forgot.
I'm gonna
She was
marry
a
this
lab
MacArthur.
rat.
But she was.
She would try to take over the world.
Yeah.
No,
But
brain tried to take over.
yeah, only as a sidekick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a really good analogy. You'll find out why.
Oh.
Because Pinky is, she's a little manipulative.
The same thing we
And
do
she wants to
every
take
night.
over the world.
She was a dum-dum?
Well, she was, no. But she was, she used someone else to try to take over the world. That's what I'm trying to say.
All right.
Wink, wink, Douglas.
Douglas.
She was a puppet tress.
One of the interesting things about those two is that Arthur MacArthur was a Union general and Pinky was a Confederate sister of one of the officers. So it was like a fucking weird mash. You know what I mean? Obviously, the Confederates and the Unions
It's like
didn't like
Romeo
each
and
other.
Juliet without the dumb shit.
Right.
Yeah,
so
with all shitty spoken word. Thanks, Shakespeare, you cocksucker.
yeah, it was more like, y'all got slaves. I don't agree with that. Y'all up north, you're a bunch of fagés. The
They
Civil
used that
War.
terminology back then.
I'm
Yep.
sure.
And they both sounded Southern. So Arthur MacArthur fought in the Civil War, obviously, the Indian Wars against Geronimo, the Spanish-American Wars, and eventually the Philippine-American War, which is probably one of the shittiest wars that we ever had, and no one knows about it.
Nope.
I don't know anything.
Neither do I.
Are you going to give us a rundown? Or
I'm going to
should
give
I
you
Google
a
this?
brief summary because I want to touch on that. I'm probably going to do the Doles in the future. It's basically American imperialism. We went to the Philippines like, this is ours now because you got nice land.
They do have nice land.
They do. This is a great land.
Oh, get off our lane.
But he was in charge of, like, invading that shit. So I don't want to get into too much detail, because I got a lot of shit to get into with fucking Douglas. Arthur's a whole nother man.
So let's go right into Douglas then.
Heavy.
With all this warring that Arthur was doing, Douglas became a little bit of a mama's boy. A little bit of a pansy. He had long locks of hair until he was about 8 years old and wore a skirt.
I saw those pictures.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny.
It is pretty hilarious.
He's a little baby boy. You want to pat on the head.
Little baby boy, pat him on the head like
You
a
pat this baby boy and go, hey, little girl, go play with your dolls.
Why? Is that just the trendy thing?
That was just what Pinky wanted. Little Pinky.
She wanted a girl.
Yeah, she did.
That's actually funny. I think Henry Lee Lucas was the same thing.
Who's that?
Serial killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his
Great.
mom treated him like a girl because she wanted a girl.
Ooh,
that-
fancy.
That was a little Douglas. And Pinky would tell Douglas that he was born to rule and destined for greatness because he came from a noble family.
Ooh.
She was setting him up.
Manifest
Like,
destination.
You're gonna be good.
You're white, so that's a good stat.
Exactly.
There you go.
He tries to get into West Point 2 times, was rejected twice because of the curvature of his spine. Had a little scoliosis.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Yeah, a little scoliosis.
You can stretch that out real quick if you need to.
Yeah, just hang you by a rope for a while.
Scoliosis
No, it's
does
hurdles.
sound like a pasta.
It does. It's like elbow macaron. Scoliosis. Eventually, he was accepted into West Point and moved in.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, Pinky moved in a hotel across from his dorm so she could watch him make sure that he was studying, that his light was on that night.
Jeepers creepers.
Exactly. Just sitting there fucking, my boy doing the best.
That's not creepy.
I'm going to be knitting these motherfucking mittens for him overnight. You better be studying. Let me get it.
This isn't the first time that she would kind of interfere with authority to make sure that her boy got ahead. But, and I'm sure that shit went on, but Douglas graduated top of his class and had the third best score at West Point ever.
Really?
Ever.
Of all time.
Yeah. Robert E. Lee beat him, and then one other dude beat him. But
That's a nice pedigree to beat out.
Who's the
Robert
other
E. Lee.
dude?
I couldn't find out.
He, of course, would have said the other dude's name if he knew
I
it.
just knew Robert E. Lee. Probably some like
I'm curious
Steve.
as fuck.
Steve
McFry.
It was probably of Trump lineage.
It was Trump.
It was Trump's mule.
Trump the -8th.
Oh.
When you go backwards, you know.
Trump.
He's renaming his older
Right.
relative.
I
after
adopted him when he died.
Good boy.
After MacArthur graduates from West Point, he's commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Army Corps of Engineers, and at first is stationed in the Far East, as they would put it.
Where's that?
That's fucking Asia.
Yep.
Like, they just fucking carte blanche. Far East.
Like
Orient.
Asia,
The Orient.
Asia like the band.
I
With
never-
Carl Palmer on drums.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
never understood that because here in America, to get to the Far East, you go west, and to get to the Western world, you head east.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't.
Nah.
Especially
I mean-
if you're in America.
The Earth is a globe. It doesn't really matter north to south.
Well, the Grand Meridian, that's an old line. Let's put it that way.
It's the first line.
He is stationed in the Far East, serving under his father, Arthur MacArthur Jr.,
Shit.
who is now Chief of Staff of the Army in Japan and the Philippines.
Very good.
Very good.
Whoa.
And according to one of Arthur's aides, apparently, this is his quote, Arthur MacArthur was the most flamboyant and egotistical man I've ever met until I met his son.
Hello, lads.
Wow.
Yeah.
Flamboyant as in he embodied the army life.
He had charisma.
He's wielding pom-poms.
Right. So this dude walked around. He knew he was fucking hot shit.
His dad had 10 corncob pipes in his mouth.
He had corncob pipes coming out of his asshole. They just drop it. They'd shake out of his pant leg.
Looks like hemorrhoids. You pull them down, it's just a whole bunch of corncob.
Corncob.
Rough corncob piping.
That's actually fun. The idea of eating a corncob pipe and you can't digest it. So it just comes out the other side.
You get it for later.
Yeah,
Pre-packed.
You smoke that pipe so hot that it just came out the other side.
Smoke that
It
turd.
came on out. It came on out.
1914.
Yeah.
He is sent on a military expedition to Veracruz, Mexico. And this is where, his bravado kicks in again.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas supposedly leads an unauthorized recon mission behind enemy lines.
What?
Yeah. Well, he's part of the recon team, right?
Sure.
And on a hand-pumped rail cart, which is like the old-timey
Cartoon rail card.
two dudes on a rail cart pumping this thing, right? He went on a rampage, multiple shootouts, killed a bunch of enemy outposts, and returned back to base with all this recon.
Hurry up, boys! Chipotle's about to close.
He did a drive-by on a pushcart.
Yeah.
Can't hear it coming.
That shit probably didn't happen because he's a liar.
Is he a liar?
Yeah.
You haven't mentioned that till now.
Well, he is a liar because he had 3 bullet holes in his clothes, but no wounds.
He's a slippery boy.
Yeah!
He's got the dress with no mess.
Yeah, ooh, I've been hit! Ooh!
I'm kind of
Can I borrow
imagining,
your cactus needle?
him like on the sidelines, bored, just taking his own handgun, just shooting holes
Yeah, exactly.
through the wrinkles of his clothes. Like,
Yeah.
tell him about that one.
Because this is unauthorized, none of his higher-ups know about this mission, right? And Douglas, eager for notoriety, nominates himself for the Medal of Honor.
Is that
Which is
allowed?
something that, no,
That's
it's
not
something
allowed.
that doesn't happen. Like, the Medal of Honor is like, you've done some fucking shit. You've served your country. And someone will nominate you for that. Douglas is like,
No, me.
it's me. I did this thing, dog.
Yeah.
Little dick.
I'd do it.
The review board for this Medal of Honor found that very fishy because no one had any proof of him actually doing this crazy stunt. And they threw that shit out.
Oh.
Get out of here.
Tisk.
You're not allowed to vote for yourself.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, he did an unauthorized fucking mission, and actually, somebody in the 70s tried to recreate what he said he could do, and they found out it was impossible.
Ooh.
Yeah, like, this is after he died, you know.
It was some jive turkeys out
There's
there.
some jive turkeys.
There were some roast mortem brothers out there.
Yeah, dog. So, World War I happened. The war to end all wars.
The Great War.
The
right?
Great War.
Now, if I'm correct, this wasn't followed by any other war.
No.
No, there were no wars before this. This was the first war that they used spicy wind.
Spice. And,
So Douglas assembles the Rainbow Division,
ooh.
which is the 42nd Infantry, here on Long Island, actually, which was assembled out of National Guardsmen. Yeah. National Guardsmen.
Home state
that.
pride.
Right. And if you were interested, if you're from Long Island, it was in Hempstead next to where the Cradle of Aviation is right now.
Oh.
So
That makes
yeah,
sense. That makes
bunch
sense.
of camps out there. It's like mainly farmland.
Mm-hmm.
Assembled that shit. As a young major, he was really exceptional in World War One. The doughboys called him the fighting dude, as I mentioned before.
You just call them doughboys?
What?
Oh yeah. So World War One troops were called doughboys, like a little Pillsbury, like a hee hee.
Yeah, don't tickle them too hard.
Who signed
might
off
surrender.
on that? Who signed off on that? Just
I don't know. I don't know
generals.
why they called them doughboys. But probably because they get mashed. They get
They like,
mashed.
they like the Simpsons so much. The
Yeah.
doughboys.
They're doughboys.
Dope.
Thanks, Matt Groening.
mm-hmm.
The fighting dude, they loved him. He was actually a really good fucking
Sexual partner.
sexual boy.
Yeah.
Sexual boy. Wasn't rocking the aviators yet. Rocking a trench coat.
Little side note, probably didn't even have eyes at this point.
Yeah.
So young.
No eyes.
young.
No, yeah, young boy. At I'm gonna butcher this because it's French. At Saint Michael's, which is a battle site.
Okay.
Um,
Saint Michael's.
right.
We.
As the shells were approaching, he told a young tank officer, George Patton.
Oh, yeah.
General Patton.
Another general.
Don't worry, Major. You'll never hear the one that gets you. It's pretty badass.
That's
I like
comforting.
that.
That's slightly comforting.
Right. So he's larger than life. He's walking around in the perfect uniform, walking the trenches as he's walking in the park.
Massive tits.
Yeah. His fucking hard as hell. He's walking around, fucking boner popping out the top of the trench.
Wow.
And his boners are getting shot out by,
I would.
enemy snipers.
I would.
'Cause it was this,
You know, the trick
It's
is
gleaming.
you can get around that as long as you don't smoke a cigarette at the tip of your dick.
yeah. You just don't want to shine.
It's hard to get a beat on you if you abstain from the smoking.
Well, it was glistening, so it probably got shot at a bunch.
Listening to.
Glistening too.
Moving so fast.
Probably used it as a decoy.
And Douglas knew he was hot shit, but General Pershing, who was in command of all the World War I troops,
Mhm.
didn't like him. He knew. He saw through his vanity, right?
Mm.
And Pershing didn't add him to the list of promotions for a brigadier general, which pissed
Oh.
fucking MacArthur off.
Got
to no
passed
end.
over.
How dare you?
Yeah. And he wrote home to his mom, Pinky.
What's up, Pinky?
Hey, Pinks. What's up, Pink in the Stank?
You staying?
Hi,
You
Mom.
staying, Pack?
Stan Pank. He's like, hey, mama, he didn't do me the general, brigadier general, dog.
I thought you said he wasn't a drooling Southerner.
That was him whining.
Yeah.
He probably went back to the Southerner thing.
He only whined in a Southern
Yeah,
accent.
only whined in the Southern accent. She was appalled, and she pulled some strings in Washington.
What?
And Douglas got promoted to brigadier general.
Your mom has Washington strings to pull?
Well, she's the wife of like the
Of
biggest
Arthur
general.
MacArthur.
Arthur MacArthur.
MacArthur.
The Union hero.
There you go.
And just to rub some salt on the wound, she sends Pershing a thank you letter.
Ooh.
Eee.
Thanks for doing that thing.
Oh, thanks for promoting my son boy child.
Yeah, you did the nasty for me.
Sealed with a kiss.
I'm a big old Pinky, so you're gonna like to do what I do. Sincerely, Pinky. P.S. How you doing?
I feel like she just like shoved those two fingers up there, wiped it on the letter, and just wrote "smell this."
Wow.
That's how she sealed the envelope. Little fucking pink stink.
Little pink stank like.
Christ, boys.
Well, the joke's on Douglas because he had his brigade the day before Armistice.
Armistice. Remind me about
Oh my God!
Armistice.
What is that?
Armistice was the day that World War I ended.
Oh,
Perfect
Right, so
timing.
he had his brigade for a day,
Yep, good.
then ended.
Can't fuck that up, can you?
Yeah.
perfect score.
After the war ended, he was highly decorated with medals. Again, the troops loved this dude. He didn't get the Medal of Honor. He really wanted that.
Oh.
But the thing about him is he was awarded a Purple Heart and the wound stripes, but he was never wounded.
Yeah, I was about to say, how's that possible?
He marched around with these like, oh, I got the Purple Heart. Now I'm
Right?
Swedish. I'm Swedish, boy.
Douglas MacArthur, totally Swedish.
So he got a Purple Heart without getting hit.
Yeah, I mean, they say that he might have been like lightly gassed, but I mean, not enough for him to like.
Lightly gasped.
Yeah, I mean, well, people that got gassed back then fucking they were like the Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, their skin melted and they
Yeah.
turned to bullshit people.
But this dude was a
Thanks
gorgeous
for your
man.
service, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for your service. This man was a glistening golden man, and yeah, he didn't get the right to walk around with a Purple Heart.
I stubbed my toe on gas.
Give me the Purple Heart.
Give me that Purple Heart. So this guy's a career, military man.
Sure.
Comes back. There's a bunch of years where he's doing shit. Eventually, he's stationed back in the Philippines.
Hey.
And Herbert Hoover,
Herbie.
the
Hey.
president, old
My
Herb,
favorite.
favorite prez, Herb, makes him the chief of staff of the army in 1930. Thanks to some lobbying by Pinky.
Pinky was in on that too?
Yeah, Pinky was in that too.
She was a wet
I
lady.
like that mom.
Yeah, it's probably just laying it all out for
She
Washington.
was
Mom.
fucking gashing around. She's fucking slaying all these.
Yeah, probably right out there on the Lincoln Memorial, spread eagle. Who wants him?
I'm about to litigate with some of this wet and moistness. You know what I'm saying?
Litigate?
My name- yeah.
Who you
Right.
suing?
Oh, she was making it happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
She was suing the dry girls.
She's putting the political pressure on.
Yeah.
Political press. Douglas is also making it happen in the Philippines. He met a 16-year-old girl.
That just happens in the Philippines.
There you go.
in the Philippines.
Named Elizabeth Cooper, who was a stage woman.
What was her real name?
Was she Filipino?
That was her actual name. She was like half Filipino, half British, I think.
The half
Some type of weird half.
You can't trust the half Filipino, half American people. They'll just stab you in your sleep while you're doing a podcast.
Cody is a half American, half Filipino person.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, hey,
I
halfy.
pray for my life every day.
Hello, half breed. How are you? I'm fine.
So she's 16, and Douglas is 50. He had,
Oh!
yeah,
What?
a little bit of gap,
Whoa,
a little bit of
whoa,
gap
whoa.
here.
What's the rule? There's a rule to this.
She liked the grit on his tongue.
The grit from years of cob pipe smoking,
Yeah, big time.
like sandpaper. He had left his wife the year before. I didn't mention her because like she was there for like a fucking couple years. She was like a millionaire. Basically got divorced with him because he was poor.
Really?
Well, poor in her standards. She was like the,
do you have to work now? That's no good.
yeah.
You got no good. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't have you being a general.
Right, and Douglas was fucking loaded from his military service, but she was like, I think she was like half a billionaire in the 1930s.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's a lot.
That's
Flapper lady.
too much money.
He took Cooper on as a mistress.
Sure.
Just on the sideline.
Sad chick.
He was extremely afraid that his 80-year-old mother, Pinky, would find out his secret.
Oh goodness. She had eyes everywhere.
She had eyes everywhere. She was all over this boy.
She had pink eye.
Pinky eye.
A pinky eye. Douglas is called back to Washington. Gives Elizabeth. I can't say Elizabeth. Gives Elizabeth.
Take it from the top, buddy.
Oh no, I'm gonna keep going. Gives Elizabeth a place to stay at the Chaston Hotel in Washington. And according to MacArthur's biographer, quote,
Ooh.
he showered Cooper with presents and brought her many lacy tea gowns, but no raincoats. She didn't need one, he told her her duty was in the bed.
She was constantly wet.
Oh, you beat me to it, Tom.
Yeah, she was wet.
Yes.
Watch out for this guy because I seen it.
I don't need
I seen it.
Like, I'm
I haven't seen it.
constantly
So I don't know
Oh.
what that's like.
Tom was shaking his hand off. I was all slick.
Like.
So he's got his fucking Filipino whore fucking chilling, banging the shit out of him. But keep in mind, this guy is...
He's 50. He's rough.
Yeah, I mean, he's single, but this is also a fucking underage minor. But anyway, back in the day, he probably could have passed by this.
Bygones be bygones.
Right? It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm not...
Don't you young people get upset by this.
Yeah, I'm not...
There's old people who need to get off.
Yeah. The Washington Post published a report about MacArthur, basically saying that he was actively campaigning for his own promotions, which is what he's been doing all along.
He's very good at, like, self-promotion. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Right.
You're
I mean, I don't think anyone else is...
He's got a crazy LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. His fucking network's wide.
Wide.
He's
Wide.
spread. He's got the goatee of
As
networks.
wide as Elizabeth's anus.
Ooh. MacArthur sues the author of the report, Drew Pearson, for defamation, but the lawsuit is dropped when Pearson threatens to publish his love letters from Elizabeth, his Eurasian paramour, as he says.
How did he get those letters?
Well, Elizabeth was being a little bit skanky. She was going out on the
Oh,
town.
no.
She showed, she was putting it out there.
Are you telling me that this Filipino whore was being a whore around town?
Right, and he had some problems with this whore.
Is a town bike.
She was getting around. She was getting around Washington. She was apparently getting around New York too. Back in the day, fucking taking that train up there. Amtrak.
Taking the Amtrak.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Fucking expensive as shit.
It's actually faster then than it is today. Did you know that?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Is that like a legit thing?
Yes, it's a legit thing. It's from D.C. to New York. It was faster back in, I think, the 50s than it is now. And a lot of that has to do with the amount of stops and shit that they do. But also, only go up, boys.
Yeah, Amtrak's a fucking piece of shit.
Ah.
So anyway, in those letters, he would address it as Daddy.
Oh!
Ooh.
That's very Trumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump goes by Daddy.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. Internal memos. Very weird.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Douglas withdrew his lawsuit after, he was threatened with these letters coming public.
Mhm.
Mainly because he was afraid of his mom finding out.
What if Pink finds out that I've been banging Brown?
Is it brown?
Ah.
Of course it's brown. It's just there's a lot of different colors of brown.
Different shades. Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on how well done.
This
you're
isn't
cooked
my
by
world.
the-
This
I'm
is
just-
coming from Pinky, who's pink.
Yeah,
just-
Pinky to Brown is what
Pinky
Tom
to
said.
brown.
I'm just here to paint a picture.
Good job.
Tom's job. Paint the picture.
Paint the picture. Tom Painting Pictureman. You're basically fucking Bob Ross over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He gives I can't say Elizabeth today. I can't say fucking Elizabeth.
Just say Lizzie.
I can say it when I'm angry.
Just think of a Elizabeth Hurley. You'll be able to say that one.
Ooh, I can say Elizabeth.
She's a sexy
Hurley.
53-year-old.
Yeah, she's very old now. So he gives Elizabeth $50,000 and a plane ticket back to the Philippines. She doesn't use that plane ticket.
Oh.
She goes and opens up a hairdressing salon somewhere in the Midwest, and eventually moves to LA to become a star, and then kills herself.
That's a full.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
full to-do list.
No shit.
Yeah, well, she was a star in the Philippines, wink wink. Mainly just got around.
Whoa.
But, I guess she probably got around in LA, too. She didn't like it
A
anymore.
star is a star.
Star is a star. So the Great Depression hits. Right.
Usually
We're in the 30s now.
Uh-huh.
We're moving into the legit 30s.
Oh, sorry. I thought this was later.
This was with his whore. Okay, so we were
the
in
whore
the
was-
30s.
Oh, okay. We
We
were
were
in
in
the
the
30s. I
30s.
thought we were talking 40s now.
No. We're still in the 30s.
Humphrey wasn't chilling as much.
So Elizabeth, she died much later, but like this all happened like early before the Depression hit.
All right.
Then the Depression hits. 43,000 protesters, most of whom were World War I vets and their families, gathered in Washington, D.C., and demanded a cash payment redemption for their services
Oh, wow.
and certificates. This would be called the Bonus Army. So they just camped out in Washington.
Okay.
And Herbert Hoover, commands Douglas.
Get these people off my lawn. I'm trying to vacuum.
You did it! That's what he told him. He's like, I'm trying to hoover this boy up.
Wow.
Get these boys off my lawn. And MacArthur leads.
Put them on my carpet
Yeah.
so I can suck them up.
You get the bagless upright.
Yeah, of course we're British when we're old.
Ye old oldies. So MacArthur leads this set of troops towards the green where these guys are camping out. And at first, the protesters think that they're saluting them. Like, oh, look, a little parade of troops and tanks. They brought, like, cavalry, troops, tanks.
The ultimate Christmas ornament.
Yeah.
And also George Patton's there. Famous
hey.
Patton boy. So they're like, hey, wow, we did a good job in World War I. These boys are marching around. And then the cavalry charges. And the bayonet and the infantry advances with bayonets fixed.
Usually.
The bonus army marchers and their wives and children are driven out, their shelters burned, and belongings are destroyed.
That's how you handle people who are
yeah.
upset.
Yeah, especially vets, right?
America.
But the cherry on top is the army infantry, led by Douglas, used tear gas on the World War I vets.
That's new.
Yeah, which is and the tear gas was an arsenic-based vomiting agent.
Which
Right.
is, they were probably crying already. So it was useless.
Well, and also these are World War I vets that fucking were in the trenches and getting gassed.
Constantly.
Constantly getting gassed. And now
I know that smell.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, Martha, as soon as that Hot Pocket's done, we got to move along.
So the vets cross the Anacostia River to the larger camp, and Hoover said, all right, it's enough, right? You fucking fucked these vets up enough, MacArthur. And MacArthur said, no, that's not enough. This bonus army is trying to overthrow the government. So he directly goes against the president's orders, right? Keeps attacking.
Okay.
In the end, 55 veterans are injured, 135 are arrested, a veteran's wife miscarriages, and an infant dies of tear gas
Holy
poisoning.
Fuck!
Did any veterans die?
The 55 were injured, and one of the veterans' kids died, right?
A veteran's kid died, and then a veteran's to-be kid died.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's sad.
That's rough for a
It
veteran.
is. And this is a dude that fought in World War One.
How long
Right,
ago
he was
that?
10, 15 years ago.
Recent memory.
Yeah.
I don't know these people. I don't recognize any of you.
Get these soldier faithfuls out of my sight.
Well,
Gas them! This is the thing. Like, I'm saying all this stuff, and he sounds like a real scumbag right now. But when we flash forward to, like, the 60s, 50s, he is a hero, right?
Ooh.
So, like,
are we taking that distance now?
what's that?
Or are you going to be talking about the 50s and 60s now?
No, I'm just saying that, like,
It's working up to it.
right now, he looks like a little ween. Little Papa John's.
Right.
Little Papa John's ween. But when we get there, it's for someone that might not know who he is, right? Just looks like a little spice ween.
Mm-hmm.
And he still is a spicy ween. I'm not trying to say he's not a spicy ween.
You're just talking about public image.
Right, public image. Dwight D. Eisenhower, who is an aide of MacArthur, Dwight D. I like Ike.
Yeah.
Little Prezi boy
I like
later in
the
the
Ike.
future.
Dwight the Big D Eisenhower.
Biggest D. He believes that it's wrong that the Army's highest officer is leading an action against fellow American war veterans. Quote, I told the dumb son of a bitch not to go down there. I told him it wasn't the place for the chief of staff. Fucking son of a bitch.
Eisenhower's right.
Yeah,
MacArthur's a big old duty hole.
he's a big ween.
He just seems like he's the guy that doesn't do what other people ask him to do, and he's hailed for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the big thing is he's led by ego.
I don't like that.
Led by ego. Not good. Never good.
Hubris.
Yeah, Hubie. The Great Depression, goes on, and Roosevelt's eventually elected, right? Roosevelt wants to turn the economy around and gives heavy slashes to military spending. MacArthur has an argument with the Prez at the White House.
Is he all like, dude, what's up with your legs, mate?
Why you not walking, dog?
Yeah, you can't walk?
Can't walk with it? Watch
Let me tell
me
you something.
dunk.
I walk the walk, I talk the talk. You can't even fucking walk?
Is the
What up, dog?
Yeah, he strolled in the Oval Office, did a dunk, and left.
I was gonna say, was this argument about bare knuckle boxing or knife fighting?
Yeah, he had a knife in his mouth the whole time when he
Whole
said
time.
when he said this quote. This is him talking about the actual incident, right? I spoke recklessly, and I said some things to the general effect that when we lost the next war, an American boy lying in the mud with an enemy bayonet in his belly and the enemy's foot on his dying throat would spit out his last curse, and I want that to be not the name of MacArthur, but Roosevelt. It's pretty dramatic.
He's
You got
passing
word
the
for
buck.
dramatic, right?
You
passing
can,
the
you can
buck.
really paint a picture.
Hey,
Hey,
How are you? It's a man who can walk talking to a man who can't walk.
Pretty much.
More-
Painting a picture for you.
thank you.
Basically, Roosevelt was the in the Burger King kids realm. He was Wheels.
You're really gonna go with that? Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Wheels.
After this argument, fucking MacArthur walks outside and pukes on the White House steps.
How?
Does a big old yak.
What do you mean? Is
He's just like really riled up, and the first thing he knows is just puke. Like ah!
I can relate.
that's good survival techniques. Not just a lot of things in the wild vomit when agitated, so expedited fleas.
Nature
Easier.
is smart.
Yeah, I think turkey vultures vomit before they flee, just so it's lighter.
I'm leaving.
Bye.
We're gonna flash forward a little bit.
Do it.
It's World War II. MacArthur is the field marshal.
Wait, World War II?
Well,
World
the-
War II?
the Great
War.
War? The Great War didn't last?
Yeah,
there was another one?
Yeah, the war to end all wars,
Are
right?
you telling me
Part
there were
dead.
2 of these
There were-
wars?
Dose wars.
What the fuck?
I can't believe it.
Yeah. World War II happens. And fucking MacArthur is the field marshal of the Philippines again.
Hey.
He's probably going back there for more puss.
He's trying to find a 15-year-old. Moving it down.
Raising the bar lower.
How are you?
Raising the bar lower.
Yeah, that's a quote.
Might go to the top of the episode.
Raising
We'll
the
see
bar
later.
lower, you know what I mean? Hey.
Okay.
Japanese attack Pearl Harbor. And everyone knew that the Japanese would first attack the Philippines because it's like American territory right around the fucking corner.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go run fucking 5 city blocks, fucking blow up, a zone that you don't like. You just walk across the street and fucking piss on your
Yeah,
neighbors.
Is that a
front lawn.
Chipotle metaphor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like going
Just
after the
bringing
low
that
hanging.
back. That's
Yeah.
what he was into.
It's like going after the low hanging fruit, right? It doesn't make sense
It's right
to
there.
overextend yourself.
They storm the islands, and Douglas MacArthur has a bunch of troops trained, but he retreats back to his island fortress of Corregidor. Corregidor.
Corregidor.
Yeah, it's basically like the villain fucking island with the weird tunnel.
A
The
giant,
evil
a giant
stronghold.
skull with a waterfall coming out of it and jetpacks.
Yeah,
coming
always
out.
lightning bolts striking it, and there's
Yeah.
like vultures.
The
and
entrance
eagles.
is, of course, behind the waterfall.
Yeah, you have to go through
Yeah,
the waterfall.
yeah.
Right. He earns the nickname Dugout Doug there
Why?
because while his Philippine American troops are duking it out in Bataan, he's just hanging out in this fucking corridor.
Drinking mojitos?
Yeah, fucking chilling. And this is what they have to say about him.
Duck, MacArthur lies a shaking on the rock, safe from all the bombs and from any shock. Duck is eating of the best fruit on Bataan, and his troops go starving on. Duck, come out from hiding.
Oh my goodness!
Oh boy, yeah, they don't like that man.
What a lathered boy!
The fuck?
This is basically Doug is just chilling. So while they're in Corregidor, Douglas and his staff, and this, by the way, what I'm going to tell you, was kept a secret until 1979.
What?
So at the time, people didn't know about this. But Douglas and his staff were secretly given over $500,000 from the Filipino treasury by President Quezon for their quote-unquote pre-war services. And basically, this was a bribe to get the president off of Corregidor via a submarine escape.
No shit. I thought it was an expensive blowjob.
Pre-war services. That just sounds fishy as fuck.
This is a fishy blowjob.
This is.
I was adding a comma in there. Get the president off the island.
Yeah, the president
off.
The
island.
Thank you, Tom.
Eisenhower, I like Ike, fucking refuses this shit. He's like, that's dishonorable. We're losing this fucking country right now. I'm not taking money from you.
Buy peens.
By Weens.
Suck it, losers.
Eventually, Roosevelt orders MacArthur and his officers to relocate to Australia. And then after that shit, the Bataan death marches happen and concentration camps were established.
Ooh.
Are you saying that in these concentration camps? Now, I know our listeners can't see what's happening here, but I know what you were implying with your hands. So sexually,
There's a lot of concentrating going on.
is that in these concentration camps they were learning how to cut the perfect blooming onion?
To send to Australia so they could learn the art of the blooming onion.
Learn the
Cody, was that insensitive? You had
No.
Yeah, do you have relatives there too?
you had relatives that suffered Bataan death marches?
Yeah, I just want to say I do have a grandpappy that did survive this Bataan death march that Travis is outlining. My mother's dad was one of the people that had to march to their doom. But before that happened, he tripped out balls, talked with angels, and woke up in a field medic unit. And had my mom, which had me. And I'm giving a podcast right now on this topic, which is insane.
Direct correlation. There you go.
Whoa, tight, bro, that he nailed some gnarly waves in the Philippines.
Yeah, so if this death march happened and my grandpappy was less resilient, I wouldn't be here commentating on it.
Oh,
so
thanks.
cool.
Thanks,
MacArthur.
Yeah.
Thanks, MacArthur.
Could be a lot more dank without you. Could have 3 Codys here.
Dude, we all could be Codys.
Is that how that works?
Of course.
I gotta look into
In
that.
an alternate universe, we are all the Cody. MacArthur, with his tail between his legs, escaping to Australia, triumphantly says, I shall return.
As he flees.
As he flees.
Okay, sure.
So that's some Doctor Doom shit.
Yeah, he's like, fucking turn.
I'm just,
I was gonna say it's like Megatron shit.
yeah. I'm out of here. I'll be back when I sort this out.
Later, guys. I kind of fucked up, but I'll be back. I mean, you can play a clip here.
dinner reservations at the Outback Steakhouse. I'll be back.
Washington asks him to amend the statement saying, we shall return, meaning back in the U.S. will come back.
Oh,
and
of
he was
course.
like, nah, I will return.
Just me.
Just
Watch
me.
out, you fucking weirdos.
Watch out, my dick is so hard
Yeah.
retreating.
He's like, I am the U.S.
I'm the USA. The flag pull that the banner of our states fly, the 50 states, is on my cock.
Rigid. Ever rigid.
I have a serious question.
No.
Yes.
Is Pinky alive at this point?
Pinky
He's alive in spirit.
is, I think, dead.
Oh.
Pinky died.
You have got to be fucking me.
Pinky died when he went to the Philippines. I forgot to bring that fact up, but it's almost glanced over because he remarried.
That's what we want to hear.
Well, Pinky's dead. Pinky is a dead bitch.
Take a moment of silence.
For Pinky.
Just gonna
Pink,
cut a
Pour one out
yeah.
for Pinky.
Pinky
Hold on, I need a
stands.
little room tone that I can repeat over and over.
We're not gonna give it to you. La.
So,
All right, continue on without Pinky.
yeah,
Oh,
Pinky.
My heart's broken.
We'll manage with that.
Pinky's
Pinky.
dead. MacArthur's retreating, and George Marshall, who's the chief staff officer of the army. Chief of staff of the army. That's words. I never was in the military. I can't formulate the words that are coming out of my formulating mouth. Anyway, George Marshall decides that MacArthur should be awarded the Medal of Honor
And
for his retreat.
wait, who said that he should?
George Marshall.
So George Marshall, was he actually MacArthur with like a mustache on?
Yeah. That's
that
my
seems
question.
to be the trend.
It's like, oh, hello, this boy is magnificent. Give him
He left
medals.
a bad place. Give him one of these.
Give him one of these.
Never mind my mustache.
The quote was to offset any propaganda by the enemy directed by his leaving command. We should give him the Medal of Honor.
I can't believe how well he left.
Frisky.
Oh, he left so well.
Like a regal defined gent.
He had 7 of the tiny beers on the plane ride over.
Those are
7?
expensive.
7! Those are very expensive with his $500,000 he got from Emperor or President Quezon.
I think they only let you carry 10 today.
Well, this
Beers
is
or million?
1940.
No, the small liquor bottles.
Mhm.
It's the maximum amount you're allowed to bring.
All right, so he was under. He was under actually. He didn't overachieve. I said 7. He could have gone 3 more. What a
Yeah.
puss!
What I'm saying is that it's always a two-way trip. You always bring 20.
Well,
What?
yes. So he finally gets the Medal of Honor. He's actually the first father-son duo to get a Medal of Honor. So his Arthur MacArthur had a
Okay.
Medal of Honor
Ooh,
from
good
the
trivia.
Civil War,
Nice.
and then Douglas MacArthur had a Medal of Honor
From
from
2.
retreating.
From 2. World War,
Yes.
Great War 2.
Eisenhower actually pointed out that MacArthur did not perform any acts of valor as required by law to get the Medal of Honor.
Fuck yeah,
Okay,
Eisenhower.
so
Call
Eisenhower-
for how it is.
Eisenhower got his head screwed on straight.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Marshall cited the 1927 award that went to Charles Lindbergh as a precedent. And if you don't know who Charles Lindbergh is, he was just some dickhead that flew across the Atlantic Ocean.
He
So
made it.
He got in on a technicality.
Right.
I've done
They gave
that.
him the Medal of Honor like, oh, you flew far.
I've been there 3 times. It's
That's
easy.
cool.
Anyone can do that shit now. Give me a Medal of Honor. Fucking sat down for like 3 hours while I had to pee.
MacArthur leads the Australians and a very green troop of Americans in attacks in New Guinea, right? So Japan is in New Guinea. He's fucking leading these Australians and his like very new American boys find New Guinea.
Mhm.
Also, I don't know if you've ever seen the Australian uniform.
This
It's
is awesome.
It's basically Steve Irwin.
Okay.
They all have shorts.
Oh, really?
They have like
Khakis.
shorts and the fucking Aussie flip hat.
So, and they're wearing the khaki tan?
Yeah, it's all khaki. They're all khaki.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and they have just like guns and they're killing people.
I'd fight in their army just for the look of it.
Charisma.
Makes sense.
I mean, we have the better country, but they have the better uniform.
And they have the Australian for beer, Foster's.
And they also are the originators of the blooming onion. I don't know if we.
Oh my God.
It's
enough.
all about the goddamn blooming onion with you, Tom.
Enough.
Try to have some fun and you bring up the blooming onion.
What? It's supposed to get serious?
It's not
yeah,
fun. Serious as a heart attack.
Now that's what I call a starter before my appetizer, mate.
Shrimps on the Barbie.
That's exactly it.
Shrimp's never on the Barbie.
So this is where MacArthur's egotism and vanity shines.
Here's where it starts to shine.
Yeah, this is where it really kicks
All
in.
right.
While his men are in the shit in the jungles of fucking New Guinea, he is pictured wearing silk pajamas in an island far away. The Australians call him the chocolate soldier because he's just, just eating chocolate all the time.
Was he like what was his name? Augustus Gloop?
Oh, he's a gloopy?
Yeah, he's just like eating chocolate, or in places you're not supposed to eat chocolate. Even the chocolate guy kicks you out of the factory.
Yeah, you ate too much chocolate. You're gonna get stuck in the pipe. Boy, you're gonna get stuck in the pipe.
You're stuck in the pipe called the war, and you're covered in chocolate. For some reason, we're gonna throw medals at you.
You look like a fool.
If you ever get stuck in a pipe anywhere, you need to go on a diet.
Just eat chocolate.
The paleo, Atkins, those are both terrible for you, but do them.
No, paleo's
Paleo's
tight.
all right. Atkins
Paleo's tight
terrible.
because you get to eat meat.
Yeah,
You just don't eat breads.
Yeah.
So whatever. Who gives a shit?
I don't know. He's a
Anyway,
chocolate soldier.
You can eat nuts.
And he takes a photo op of him at the battlefield in New Guinea.
You can eat chocolate. You can eat coconut.
enough of this.
Okay.
He takes this photo op of him on the battlefield in New Guinea, but there's a slip up because the camera crew captures him leaving the battle site in a limo.
Really?
That's not the proper vehicle to make a battle site exodus.
You think
Throw
maybe
it out there.
I think maybe a Jeep, a tank,
I like the Jeep and Humvee.
not a limo.
Was it one of those limos with the
Was it a battle
hot
limo?
tubs in the back?
Yeah. Was it a
Straight up hot tub. Patton was back there,
battle
giving
limo?
a little tuggy.
Tight. With a bunch of, he's now, at this point in the podcast, we should mention he's probably up to 14-year-olds.
Yeah, he's going lower.
He's going. Oh,
Like I said, he's raising the bar lower.
he's
What I say?
Raising the
I don't
bar
even know.
lower.
It's Eastern chicks. Yin yang.
Legal, non-legal. Is that what you're trying to say, Tom? Like, where are we at in this sex crime?
He fudges all the communiques.
How?
Just fucking fudging numbers, saying I didn't lose this much. Like, let's just fucking tell the post.
Oh, he's doing like
No.
revisionist history.
Yeah, he's like,
Okay.
I lost maybe like 10 dudes, but he actually lost like 15,000.
15,000.
I don't know. No, that's an exaggeration. But, whatever.
Hey, we're entirely accurate here.
Totally accurate.
When it comes to the hot tubs in the limo and how many guys you lose on the battlefield, we want accuracy.
Accuracy. That's what we're all
Mortem
about.
podcast.
So the Australians actually tipped the sides in New Guinea, but they're never credited. And MacArthur forbids the Australian general for actually mentioning that he wasn't on the front lines or that the Australians had any part to play.
How do you do that? How do you forbid a general?
I don't know, Australians...
Dude, like, you came in here with, like, a party of 8, mate.
Yeah.
And you've eaten all the blooming onion.
There's no more craft service.
So the war wages on. He wins over Washington to retake the Philippines instead of directly invading Japan. It's more of like an ego thing. He said, like, I will return. So he goes back to the Philippines. There's a beach invasion, and it's rumored that MacArthur rehearsed and staged the photo op for that invasion, doing it the next day and dramatically wading onto the shores of the rolling Pacific.
I think I saw archival footage of this.
Right.
It's literally him in a full general's uniform, just walking up to the beach.
No gunfire.
Nothing's happening.
Was his bayonet in the belly of a 15-year-old and his foot on the throat of the same 15-year-old?
It was a Club Med retreat, pretty much. Nothing.
That shit was sandals. He got off the
Yeah.
fucking boat. He was like, where's my fucking free shrimp? Where's my fucking free beers?
Get my good side. It's this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
what that shit was. But regardless of all that shit, he did a really good job in the Pacific after that, This is where he becomes a war hero, right? So everyone, eventually, the whole dugout Doug thing, subsides, and people are like, wow, MacArthur fucking did a good job.
He's been a war stooge up to this point.
Right. I think all the propaganda fucking did him right.
Right, and now he proves his weight.
Right.
By doing a kickflip tail slide.
Kickflip.
Down the right.
Fakey.
Dude, he did a kickflip tail slide onto the Enola Gay, and then they dropped the bombs on
What
Japan.
dank did he do?
Mucho dank.
Thank you, Mike.
I need a skateboard move, asshole.
Tray flip, no slide.
Good?
Yeah. Tray flip.
Whatever.
I'm old. That's
Mike,
good.
you're almost fired.
Dude, tray flip, Sakalas Puntes onto the Enola Gay.
What?
Bombs drop on Nagasaki.
You want another
Hiroshima.
shot? What kind of skateboarding move did he do that made him a hero?
He did a fought bean plant. There you go.
I can't believe it.
Wait, a font bean plant? What is a font bean plant?
In your own words,
Mike, tell me.
Describe a font bean plant.
MacArthur is there for the formal surrender of the Japanese aboard the USS Missouri.
There's a lot of pictures
Good
of that.
day.
Yes.
Good day.
Good day, good day. You
VJ
lost. You lost, bitch.
VJ Day, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, Vagina Day.
VJ Day. Hell yeah.
Vaginas.
Good day. Good day.
And he is directly appointed the leader of the Japanese occupation and reconstruction. And his first order of business is disarming the country. And one of the laws he lays down was that if any GI attacks a Japanese soldier or civilian, they'd get 5 years in jail. So he's all about setting up peace in Japan. And this is where we're starting to get into this weeaboo shit, right?
Right. He gets the anime stuff.
He sees the animes.
Anime? I like that.
He sees the animes. So he prevents the emperor from being tried as a war criminal, as well as some scientists that did some pretty fucked up experiments on...
Yeah.
Is this 731?
Yeah.
Yep.
Unit 731. They're fucked up.
Yeah!
Unit 731 is my all-time Disney villain. I love to hate them.
Tell us
Sorry.
about it.
No, well,
A lot of Asian people with drop shadows.
yeah, we might get into it later on, but
Dude, by job shadows, you mean like nuke shadows?
yeah, that's what happened when nukes were dropped.
You got a shadow.
Your shadow was printed onto the building you took cover in front of. But anyway, just so the general public knows, Unit 731 was pretty much just the worst people in the world. They experimented physically, biologically on prisoners of war to ascertain scientific data.
A lot of it was their own people as well.
Yeah, not good people.
A lot of the subjects, we've all heard of the Nazi experiments that happened. This
Yep.
was tenfold. They went fucking crazy. They used all their fucking own people.
Well, they're people and POWs and
Yeah,
Chinese.
POWs,
Yes, and the Chinese, they fucked that shit over. That's where the idea of the kamikaze comes from. Because the Japanese Air Force knew that would happen to them if they came home without a victory.
Well, right, because the emperor in their mind was God, and dying in battle was the most honorable thing you could do. So if you bailed on your kamikaze run, you can get fucking butchered.
It was if you managed not to take people down, you can't return home.
Yeah.
No.
That's the whole kamikaze route. It's a 731 essentially.
Yeah.
Bastards.
Fucked up.
Yep.
Also, have you ever used Salonpas or Icy Hot? That shit was part of their experiments.
Wow.
Yeah.
731. Horrible people, but
And MacArthur stopped them from being war criminals because he wanted all that fucking juicy details. After these war trials, MacArthur takes a picture with the emperor, which is fucking a big deal because the emperor's never been seen before.
Tojo?
Yeah.
Emperor Tojo
Yes.
of Japan.
Of Japan.
Ooh.
And MacArthur has these fucking... there's every picture of him. He's got the natural waist pants, right? You know?
Okay, yeah.
It's like way past his belly button. Like almost to his nips.
So he's taking a picture with the emperor who's never been seen before.
And the emperor's a tiny Japanese man. And he's got these fucking...
Are you sure he's not Bigfoot? Because he's also never been seen before.
Well, a tiny version of Bigfoot.
Oh, Littlefoot.
Tiny Littlefoot.
Oh,
It's
from
a little,
Land
like
Before
Little
Time.
Bear. You know, Little Bear. Does Little Bear not have pants? Or he's only
naked.
wearing a shirt?
Little Bear didn't
No,
have pants.
But everyone else has pants.
No,
right?
no.
Well,
I mean, his
all-
parents do.
His parents, not his friends, though.
Yeah, no feet and duck.
Well, that's
Ducky.
That's the Japanese emperor. And I said Chinese first. Whatever.
Hirohito?
Why
not?
Tojo?
Whatever.
What is his name? I don't know. Who's the emperor? Is it Hirohito or Tojo? Or is that the same father?
Tojo, I think...
Was
I don't-
was Tojo the racist name for the emperor? I'm totally willing
No,
to
I think
bet.
Tojo might have been the prime minister who was convicted.
Oh.
I can't believe it.
Okay.
Basically, the prime minister took all the heat. But anyway, this picture came out and they published it, and it basically humiliated the emperor. And
Really?
part of Shintoism in Japan is that the emperor is a god.
Is holy in respect.
And that
Yeah.
was the state religion. So MacArthur fucking tore that shit a new anus.
Because he was taking photo ops with Japanese gods, pretty much?
Yeah, and he was fucking a tall ass white man.
In comparison to a
in
Japanese
comparison
god.
to the Japanese god.
Okay.
Well, Sonic
okay.
the Hedgehog is a kind
Oh,
of
my
god. He's
God.
pretty short.
He's a short man, but he's fast.
Yeah, he's
He's a
fast.
fast boy. The Japanese people basically don't know what to do, right? Their god is dead. So they latch on to MacArthur,
Oh.
right?
That's an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Little shamana.
Holy shit. Go on about this.
MacArthur becomes like basically the head of state, and he basically becomes the American shogun, right? So the emperor is still there in place, but everyone looks to him for answers.
Yeah,
They
so we
saw
gotta-
behind the curtain.
We got a figurehead.
Right. And over the next 5 years, he personally crafts the new Japanese democracy. He ends Shintoism, as I said, and instantly grants women suffrage, writes a new constitution, which takes away the Japanese right to war.
Mm.
So he basically sets up the new Japanese state.
Okay.
And this is like where Japanese love baseball, like, very good, James Dean.
Okay,
Ooh, you
okay,
do.
Okay. But I think
I think the Home Depot.
I think condition A of what you just said was he abolishes Shintoism.
Yes.
Shintoism is an ancient boy, isn't it, Travis?
It is. It went back a long time, but now it's MacArthurism.
Yeah, so that's a hell of a feat to pretty much look at, I'm going to say, a millennia's old tradition and be like, no.
Just
me
bringing him up to
instead.
speed.
Yeah.
Bringing him up to speed. Introducing him to Post-it notes.
That's
Hot
ridiculous.
dogs, baseball, Babe Ruth.
That's ridiculous. So MacArthur pretty much shits on an ancient tradition.
He shits on that ancient
and by
tradition.
shits just annihilates.
But they love the fuck out of him, actually. Fucking, this is like, I think, the highlight of like MacArthur's fucking career. 'Cause,
This would also be the highlight of our racism.
Yeah.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Yatta!
Hashtag embracism. Look it up.
Yeah, but the Japanese love him. They need another person to latch onto. And, like, this isn't, like, a racist thing. Like, that's just the way the culture is. Like, they need someone to be in charge of them. That's why they're so into bondage.
They need
and, like, squid porn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Uh,
That was a little pregnant pause there. And by pregnant, I mean you're pregnant with a squid baby. But all this, like, love for MacArthur, it's basically giving him, like, an ego stiffy.
like
Right?
hentai.
You know what I mean? Like, he's a god over there. He's legitimately a god.
How can you not be?
Yeah. He's just walking around stiff all the time in his kimono. He's wearing a kimono now.
Oh,
Right?
He's got a cane built into his body.
he's got that kickstand.
Yep. He's fucking Citizen Kane. And Kane being his Citizen Dick.
Well said. Well said.
Flash forward a little bit. We're getting to the end of his military career. Basically, after the war, Korea is broken up into two parts.
Oh,
Like what we know now. The
Oh.
little Kim Jong idiot, right? North Korea.
and the non-Kim Jong idiots that live underneath them.
No, and then the people that make fucking K-pop.
There you go.
That's all they do.
Shit's
They make
tight.
K-pop.
All those
Kingdom Hearts.
StarCraft warriors.
Yeah. I'm gonna show my age. Basically, showing my age nowadays is showing my age a year ago. Fucking Gangnam Style.
Oh, that was
Oh.
lovely for the
Right?
time
You remember
being.
that? No
Yeah.
one remembers that anymore.
Sorry.
Are you saying Douglas MacArthur invented K-pop?
Pretty much.
Gangnam
He
Style.
fought for Gangnam Style. He fought for the right
Yeah.
of Gangnam Style. So after the war, the USSR and slash China, also communist, and the USA split Korea into two, as we know. And the top half was communist, bottom half was capitalist.
Fair's fair.
That shit doesn't mesh.
Oh.
Korean War breaks out in 1950. And MacArthur is appointed as the first ever military leader of a UN force. So this wasn't like necessarily an American war, it was the UN, United Nations
Right.
force.
A whole bunch of dudes being like, sort this out.
Is this the first time this is happening?
This is the first time it's happened. It's kind of like when
Breaking
fucking the
cherries.
Justice League shows up.
Yeah, this
You know?
is like fierce.
Fucking Aquaman. He's probably the worst superhero ever. He just breathes underwater.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great.
It's a great power, though.
When
It's nice, but I don't know if it's like superhero
It's
stuff.
not. It's
It's-
not worth any coverage at all.
Yeah.
That's like middle management superpowers, not superhero powers.
Yeah, just what someone wishes for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's delivery system.
Yeah.
He can talk to dolphins. Great. The dolphins can't talk back because they're dolphins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can also rape because dolphins love to rape.
Yeah. If you didn't know that, Google dolphin rape. That's a hilarious thing to figure out.
1950, he conceives and executes an amphibious assault on Ichon, which is hailed as one of the most genius military attacks ever. Basically, he instead of going to the front line of where the communists and capitalists meet, he goes around them, attacks them from behind, hits them from the back end.
Little spanking.
A little right in the butt.
Little kiss on the butt.
A little smooch.
I love
Gotcha.
He loves to gape him. He
love
gapes
you.
the enemy. He gapes the enemy hard and takes back Saul, which is the capital.
From the Gape.
Yeah, from the gape, Saul just emerges
Mm-hmm.
from the goatsy. And you know, this is a great fucking achievement.
Yep.
But then he gets really power hungry. Instead of like saying like, "Wow, we won back," South Korea. He tries pushing the North Koreans all the way back to the Chinese border on the Yellow River, not the Yellow River. I thought it was the Yellow River.
The YOLO River.
It's the Yellow River.
Oh.
No virgin boy eggs up there.
No one pees in this river.
So he pushes them back to that. And MacArthur's certain that the Chinese aren't going to attack back. He actually tells the president at the time, Truman now, that they're not going to attack back. They are, quote, laundrymen. These Chinamen.
Really?
These Chinamans are laundrymen.
That's racist.
A little bit of racism.
That's racist.
But actually, these are grizzled veterans that fought through World War II, a communist uprising, and are very well trained. And when he reaches the border, the Chinese push back. They're like, fuck no. Get the fuck away from our border.
We did this already.
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah. Shisha. And they push like MacArthur and his troops all the way back past the 38th parallel, which is the border, and take back Saul. And MacArthur's like pushed up against the wall. And he's like, I need the presidential power to use nukes.
I need the atom bomb.
Need the A-bomb. And this is actually in retrospect. So looking back on the war, he says, I could have won the war in Korea in a maximum of 10 days. I would have dropped between 30 and 50 atomic bombs on their air bases and depots on the neck of Manchuria. For at least 60 years, there would have been no land invasions for Korea from the north. The enemy would have marched across a irradiated base.
It's not an accomplishment.
Belt.
Clearing this up. At this point, we had dropped 2 atomic bombs.
Right.
and he was gearing up to do between 30 and 50.
We probably did not have that in production at this time.
No, we had him.
We
had him.
probably
So
did.
did the Russians.
Yeah.
30, between 30 and 50?
Yeah. Everyone was crazy.
Really?
back
I thought
then.
we were kind of limited on it.
No, we
Nope.
once we learned how to do one, we did a lot.
And there was no rules
By 1950,
against it.
I understand.
But that is a hell of a thing to be like, I'm going to drop
You can win
25 times the amount of the worst bombs ever dropped.
Truman. I feel like Truman's on the right side of this. He feels like he's been duped by MacArthur because MacArthur personally said the Chinese won't attack, right? And he's afraid that if the Chinese and the Russians are provoked enough, he'll lead to World War III. And we just came out of World War II.
Could have happened.
It's like the war to end all wars was World War I. World War II, the war that might not end all wars.
Yeah.
And then World War
and
III
we'll
is like
fire it up again.
Yeah, the war is just going to continue
Yeah.
forever.
The Great War was the tapas. World War II was the luncheon.
Yeah.
And this World War III would have been the nightcap.
The bloomin' onion.
The lovely
That's what that would have
The
been.
bloomin' fucking
the
onion.
bloomin' onion and the nightcap.
Yeah,
That's what that
it would
would've
have
been.
all been. It would have like you go to Outback and you have a starter of a bloomin' onion, right, mate? And then your appetizer is a bloomin' onion, and then for your entree, bloomin' onion.
Yeah. Is that what full circle tastes like, Tom? It's delicious.
A full mouthful of Chuck Berry fart feels like.
The best thing about bloomin' onion is that sauce. I just like getting it all over my face, like in my eyes where it burns a little bit.
Yeah, right to the burn points. Eyes.
Only way to do it.
Second spot, onion.
Fucking
Third spot, your stomach because you ate the onion.
Correctly.
MacArthur's shooting his juice all over Truman.
Yeah.
He's like shooting his war juice. He's like, I just want to drop them bombs, dog. And Truman's like, nah, dude. And Truman fires the fuck out
Easy,
of
bro.
MacArthur.
Oh,
Yeah.
terminates?
Yeah, we're hearing that
Terminates
now. I did
this
a little,
boy.
Little research myself. Very upsetting to MacArthur.
He relieves him of his duties. I said duty.
You said relieve of duty.
Basically, Truman says, quote, I fired him because he wouldn't respect the authority of the president. I didn't fire him because he was a dumb son of a bitch. Although he was. But if that was against the law for all generals, 3/4 of them would have been in jail.
Okay. Little bit of deciphering, but
Douglas
Channel
MacArthur
14.
returns home as a hero. He's been 14 years abroad. He has ticker tape parades for him.
Did you just say he had 14-year-old broads?
No, he didn't.
he
It's 15.
had 14-year-old broads.
Dude, ticker tape parades. Remember they don't do those anymore.
No, it's a waste of fucking paper.
It is, but I still would like
It's called Twitter now. We get those every day.
Yeah, Twitter tape parade.
I would love a ticker tape
What was
parade.
on? What was today? Hashtag suck a whole dick.
yeah.
I don't
Suck
know.
my whole dick day.
It was talk like a sugar cube day.
The people are furious at Truman. They burn effigies of him.
Wow.
And
The American people?
the American people. They're like, why do you fucking fire MacArthur? He was a war hero.
Ooh,
Oh, right, yeah.
Interesting.
But they didn't know a lot of this fucking shit that we've been bringing up.
Yeah,
at
but
the
also
time.
Truman was his own kind of weenie.
He was a little bit of a ween.
I'd like to cover him at some point
Yeah.
on this podcast
I love the
that people listen to for our history accuracy
Yep.
and our
Yeah.
culinary recommendations, such as the blooming onion.
Use us in your bibliography. See what happens.
No, but MacArthur, right, he came back, he was a hero. And I mentioned fucking people were pissed off at Truman. A Hearst paper. This is some great reporting right here, because it's a
Oh.
Hearst paper.
Oh,
Of
we know
course.
that.
Well,
wink, wink.
Wink, wink 'em.
Wink, wink. A
That's
Hearst
my
paper
eyeball.
wrote an article claiming that Truman was injected by a neurotoxin by a state agent. And that's the reason why he fired, MacArthur.
He got mind control
Which is completely
juice in him.
fucked out of it.
He got mind control juice in him, is
Yeah.
what you're telling me.
So
That's how-
this is a post World War II situation.
1950.
MK
Two.
Ultra's in full effect.
Yeah, dog.
They might be right.
They could be right. People are going crazy.
He got dosed, motherfucker.
Yeah, I got dosed. He was juicing.
You got gassed.
MacArthur addresses Congress and delivers probably one of his most powerful speeches. He says, "Old soldiers never die; they just fade away." Which is pretty fucking dramatic.
I remember seeing that quote characterized as the shit out of like Looney Tunes and stuff.
Yeah.
Like there was an aviator wearing corncob pipe smoking like airplane bomber, and he dropped the quote, "Old planes don't die, they disappear," which is pretty much MacArthur.
This actually became like a fucking craze at the time. There's a Bing Crosby song.
Yeah.
There's a Vince something.
I could
song.
also see the Neil Young ripping it off for the hey, my. You know, he talks about rock and roll doesn't die, it fades away, or something like
Yeah.
that. I don't know, that's in that song. Keep it rolling.
He's a different man.
From MacArthur.
One congressman said after the speech in Congress that there wasn't a dry eye on the Democratic side of the aisle, and there wasn't a dry seat on the Republican side of the aisle.
Ooh, that's good writing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because Truman was Republican. So, yeah, they were pooping themselves. They're like, wow, this dude's fucking
You went to
diarrhea.
diarrhea.
Diarrhea
I
time.
thought they wet themselves via urine, but you just think straight up
straight up,
deuced it.
straight up pooping.
Straight up deuced the
Straight up pooping
trousers.
themselves. Segway!
Hey.
MacArthur, on April 5th, 1964, dies of a disease I can't pronounce. That's an autoimmune disease that leads to liver failure, probably because he drank too much because he was had a 50s doctor.
No shit.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Have some
Cody,
of
you
this.
trying to figure this out?
Where is it?
Right here. Say that for me.
Pronounce that.
It's like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. The way it's written out there, it looks like biliary cirrhosis.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton. He got Hillary Clinton's
You got
disorder.
Biliary cirrhosis?
yeah.
That seems like a liver fuckery because cirrhosis is.
Yeah, so he died of liver failure.
He had
Oh.
a crooked liver.
That they might have called that back in the day.
Yeah.
Those boys got a
He's got a bad case of the crooked liver.
And that's the end
Shoot him quick.
of MacArthur.
Oh.
There he is. I think he was a showman. So something weird happened to me the other day.
Go on.
I was researching this for like a week and a half.
Yeah.
And just the other day, I work in Manhattan. And Douglas MacArthur's son, that with his second wife after the whore.
Post whore wife.
Post-whore wife. He had a son named Arthur MacArthur the
Ah!
Arthur MacArthur.
What?
the fourth. Right. Because his dad was Arthur MacArthur Jr., and then there was an Arthur MacArthur the
I
third. That
I
was
thought
his brother.
the numbers stopped at where the name stopped.
No,
You know what
but
I'm
he had
saying?
a brother that was Arthur MacArthur the third.
Oh.
So he named it after his brother, right?
Cut to the chase.
So Arthur MacArthur the fourth, who was his son, who apparently might still be alive. Basically, he changed his name after Arthur MacArthur came home, or Douglas MacArthur came home, because he didn't want to be like in his father's legacy. He wanted to be a musician.
Oh.
Musician.
Did he want to play hippie music or that fucking ragtime? Or like
I would feel like it was hippies' music.
Did he appreciate the
It was probably the
cowbell?
1960s weed smoke.
Jazz cigarettes, mind
He
you.
was smoking the 1960s weed smoke.
Yeah, the bongo cigarette.
Yeah, the jazzy boy. But anyway, he changed his name, and there was I saw something online that there was like reports of him existing still alive under a different name in Greenwich Village as late as as late as 2014. So he's probably still alive. He's probably in his like 70s because he was born like the 30s, I think.
Look out for mail that's
conspiracy.
addressed to Pinky McPinky.
Yeah, Pinky McPinks. So I'm walking past my job,
Yeah.
and I've been like absorbed with Douglas MacArthur. I see this fucking dude that looks exactly like him, fucking walking right in front. I like look at him, and he looks at me,
With a corncob pipe.
and I'm like, that might be his boy. That might be his boy.
Maybe boy.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Did you ask him any questions?
I just saw him for a second, and like I didn't put it together until after I had like walked in the building to get my bagel and jerk off in the bathroom. I don't do that work.
Whoa. I don't do that at work either, Travis.
Yeah, well, that was the quote. Quote me. I don't do that at work.
You didn't just hear a high five between those two remarks.
Yeah, they were just.
Anyway, that was my weird coinky dink. And then he blew me.
And then he blew me. That magnificent stallion of a gentleman that looked like our general.
How on top of the world would you feel if you got a general like that to suck your dick?
How many?
Don't answer that.
Hmm.
Think about that. Think about it at home.
I'd feel like getting 50% off a blooming onion.
Do I?
You doing my callback?
I am!
You doing my callback?
I stole it!
He's doing my callback.
Yeah! I
everyone.
stole it! I
penetrated.
stole it!
All is
I
fair.
penetrated you, Tom.
Sure did.
All
You
is
want to go to
fair.
Outback Steakhouse? They serve donkey meat.
By then.
Yeah, but look up the Aussie troops in World War II. They were little tiny short shorts. It's funny.
They wore
really funny.
khakis.
All right.
Look, khaki shorty shorts.
So Douglas MacArthur, he's got an airport that I still don't know where it is because I don't
Airfield.
believe anyone.
What do you guys think about him? What's your take on
He's
him?
a rough boy. He fucked up my home country, or one of my home countries.
See, here's the thing, too. I didn't mention this, but the Filipinos apparently love this man.
Oh, sure.
I mean, his dad fucked them up. I don't know why. Anyway.
The factual portion of this podcast has ended, by the way.
It ended a while ago.
Yeah,
but
it ended when I opened my mouth.
thanks for tuning in, you fucking cocksuckers. I love you all. Please subscribe and
Hey,
then
Tom.
unsubscribe. Throw your phone in the garbage.
Hey,
Throw it out.
hey, Tom.
hmm
What does our podcast and General MacArthur have in common?
I don't know where this is going.
5 stars, baby. If you really and truly love us, give us a subscribe and a 5-star. It won't take that.
Do that
long.
on iTunes. Get us out there because we're good for the environment.
We're itching for it.
Follow us on the Roast Mortem podcast. Excuse me, the Roast Mortem cast
Yes.
on Twitter.
On Twitter.
We are gluten-free, not even vegan-free. We're vegan-free.
We're vegan free.
We're vegan-free.
Proudly,
There we go.
proudly 100% vegan free here at Roast Mortem Cast.
Yeah, so follow us at Roast Mortem Cast.
On Twitter.
Tom Saltman. Follow me at Saunched, SAUNTCHT.
I am Travis. You can find me at Travis Legion with 2 E's.
I am Cody McCann. You can find me at Cody McCann. CODYMCCANN.
And the next time you find yourself at an Outback Steakhouse,
Oh my god.
order a bloomin' onion, stick 2 of your fingers in, and look at the oldest person at the table. Pour him a glass of wine.
With your mouth
while,
agape.
while the fingers are still in there getting warm. And thank Douglas MacArthur.
Yeah.
For doing what he did.
Talk to them about Dugout Doug.
Yeah, Doug
Just
out Doug.
dig into that
Doug
fucking...
while you're digging in.
Yeah.
Teach me how to Dougie.
All right, this is the sign off. Fuck off. Danky Shane.
Suck my dick, Danky Shane.
for listening.
Hey, if you like what you just heard, we'd love to hear back from you.
Hey, dumb dums, dummy
Yeah.
dumb idiots.
Yeah.
We want to hear your feedback, and we'd love to know if you have someone that you want us to roast or whatever. Just want to tag us on Instagram or Twitter, or you can email us. It's all roastmortemcast. You'll find it.
Oh yeah.
At Gmail.
Yeah, Gmail.
Well,
No, we use Hotmail.
We don't accept
No,
we don't
do
use
not
we don't
use
use
Hotmail.
Hotmail.
No,
You don't
Hotmail.
use Hotmail.
Can't change
Gmail.
that.
If you don't use Hotmail, just end it.
And we'll do something fun with your names. Should you include those, we'll set up a fake obituary
In your honor.
in your honor. Fake one. We're not going to actually kill you. And this is going to be the stylized roast mortem cast shoutouts that you can be a part of.
Yeah, you get a little tag at the end of the episode. And if you don't want to like say your name for whatever reason, like you're one of those people that just like jerk off in your basement all day, and you just like have no social functions, you can send us a DM or something with your name if you want your name out there.
Yeah.
Or else we're gonna use your fucking handle, which is probably like jerk me off.
Yeah, you
Boy,
can, you can give us
69.
a pseudonym. We'll make fun of anything.
Yeah.
Good time. So thanks for tuning in again.
Yeah.
Love you, Shane.
Aunque no piense en mí,